Hello, my name is Chad Young, and today I'm going to present on the Gateway Hospital case. So the Gateway Hospital case, a little background. There was a guy, his name is Troy, and Troy goes on a business trip down to Orlando. And while there, his family decides they're going to go down for spring break to Orlando as well, go to Disney World and whatnot. After this business trip is over, Troy decides he's going to spend an extra day there with his family. The trip was more expensive than they thought, and so Troy and his wife decide they're going to expense this extra amount to the business, even though it was for personal use. The next day at work, Kristen, one of Troy's subordinates, is confronted by the accounting department. The accounting department asks why Troy took an extra day and why Kristen didn't. And so Kristen, she's faced with this situation. What should I do? I'm new to the business. Troy, he's my boss. What should I say to the accounting department? So we're gonna help Kristen out by going through a couple scenarios that we can do beforehand to help her. So the first is if we address what are the potential rationalizations by Troy. So one of the rationalizations is that Troy could say, this wasn't going to cover the entire cost of my trip anyways, and so I'm just going to take a little bit more to cover my costs. Another rationalization he could have when confronted is that the additional amount wasn't even material, so if it wasn't material, it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things with the business. Another common example that he could use as a rationalization would be, everybody else is doing it, so why not me? And one of the examples his wife brought up was you don't spend enough time with us anyways, so you deserve this. And so those are a couple rationalizations that he might have, and that's good for Kristen to be aware of that beforehand. So some of the key parties in this case are Troy, and so Troy, what's at stake for him? His job could be on the line if it was severe enough. His reputation definitely would be on the line, and the additional money that he had to pay. For Kristen, she's new to the business, so something at stake for her would be her reputation within the business. She doesn't want to be labeled as a snitch, and she also wants to have a good relationship with her boss, Troy, so this is kind of a touchy situation for her. Joyce at the accounting department, she doesn't want to be looked at as incompetent, like she doesn't know how to do her job, and so she wants to be able to find whatever the potential problem is. So those are really the three main parties here. And so what brings us to the next slide is the levers and responses. So some of the levers that Joyce could think about beforehand is just to let Troy know, I have a duty not to lie, and I'm not going to lie about why I wasn't there an extra day, and I'm not here to cover for you, but my loyalties to the business. Troy, she could also say, Troy, what are the long-term effect of what you're doing, and just explain to him that in the grand scheme of things, really this isn't worth it. And she should also be firm and just say that if it all comes down, she's not going to lie if he doesn't fix the problem. That she's going to confront it. So it'd be better if he just made the initiative to do that. And so, in conclusion, what she should do to respond is she should address Troy in private, explain that the accounting center went and talked to her about why this was going on, and that really that it would be in his best interest if he just came forward and explained the situation to the accounting department, and let him know that she's firm where she stands, and she thinks that Troy should do what's right for the business and for his reputation, and that her loyalty is to the corporation. I hope this helps and kind of gives you a little background of how, if you think about what we do beforehand, before we confront a situation, how it can help us. Thank you.